Hey everyone. Sorry I haven't posted anything in a couple of days. I had neck surgery back in late summer and here I am, lifting stuff and carrying stuff I wasn't supposed to carry, and my mind says yes, but my body says, "Yo prick, you need to stop." So I guess my body won that one, so I had to take a few days to recover. But anyway, what I want to talk about, I haven't seen any videos on this. In a SHTF situation, what about the kids? Meaning, as parents, and as adults, we're going to be worried, stressed, trying to figure stuff out. And the kids are going to pick up on that. And that could mess with them. So, what we've been going to like the used bookstores and buying, well, the bookstore we go to, they got a free bin. And the older books they just put in there, and we've been getting like old spelling books like from the 60s and 70s and 80s, English book, math books, social, um, um, history, um, social studies, and stuff like that, health, to give them something to read. And while they're reading, they're learning. And we've got a comic book store up in Knoxville where they sell comics for I think a quarter a piece. We go up there and we buy like $5, $10 worth of comics, just to have them set back so they have something to do. But you're going to have to let your kids get involved. Just the other day, we went out and we all picked walnuts. And they really enjoyed it. They ran around with their bags and their buckets and picking up walnuts, and it gave them something. They helped. And that's what you're gonna have to do in a situation. You know, Let them go out and split wood or go gather nuts or wild onions or take care of the garden or the if you got farm animals, let them feed the chickens or get the eggs or feed the goats or whatever. You're going to have to let them be useful so they feel like that you get their mind off of stuff as well. Kids are resilient. They can take a lot, where us adults, drives us crazy. But the kids, they're like a duck. They let the water rolls off their back. But you're going to have to let the kids in and let them help, let them participate. Um, some parents, they want to protect them. They don't want them to be out there or anything like that. But you're going to have to let them, you know, participate, and you're going to have activities for them. I know a lot of kids nowadays has these phones and iPads and iPods and everything stuck in their ear and their face, but when something happens, it's going to go away. You're not going to have it. It's say an EMP hits or the economy collapses and the power goes off. You're not going to have that stuff, and they're going to have to learn to do something else with their mind instead of having a computer or a Game Boy or a game or system in their face. So they're gonna, like when I was a kid, I was into that Dungeons and Dragons, and the boys found my old Dungeons and Dragon books, and they love it. They sit there and they play, which I don't think there's anything wrong with it. They're using their imagination. They're using their mind to solve a quest or a problem or something like that, and they really get into it. But the kids are going to have to get involved. Either say, give your kids the fishing pole and say, "Hey, go down there and see if you can catch us some fish for dinner." Or if they're old enough, say, "Hey, go out there to the woods and set some traps," or see if you can get us some squirrel or dove or pheasant or whatever's in your area. Just something to let them take part. Let them be a part of it. Because they know something bad happened. And they'll want to help by any means necessary. But make sure they got toys if you got littler ones like I do. You know, I got a 3-year-old and an 8-year-old. You know, my 3-year-old loves Thomas and Legos. So does my 8-year-old loves Legos, you know, building. So we've got, you know, a 5-gallon bucket set back for them. You know, of Legos and Thomas and Hot Wheels and stuff like that. I think I even went to the Dollar Tree and bought a couple of bags of Army Men and threw in there. That's just something they can get out and they can play. Um, you know, a lot of people think, well, playtime's over with. It's time to get serious. I agree with that in some aspects. In some aspects, I don't agree. They're kids. You're going to have to let them be kids at some point, or it's going to mess with them. Yes, they're going to have chores. Yes, they're going to have to watch their P's and Q's. But you got to take a point, you know, take in. They're just kids. And you're going to have to let them be kids. You know, especially if you've got a group and there's 4 or 5 kids in that group, you know, let them be kids. Let them play. Let them have their kid time. You know, but you know, I haven't seen any videos that's out there about what about the kids. You know, you're going to have to, like we go get those books. Yes, they're learning. You know, they're reading and they're learning because they're not going to be no school. They might not be no school, so they're going to have to learn the basics. You know, math, English, spelling. You know, they're going to have to know that, and they're going to have to know our history, like social studies, history. And I'm talking about the history we were taught in school, not this modern crap. This I don't even know what they got it, what they call it, but get the older books where it's got the real history in there, not this stuff where they're trying to rewrite history to fit the new government needs. Um, what is it? No Child Left Behind or something like that. You know, it's crazy. But get the old history books and the old math books and spelling books and reading books and get some comic books. Get crayons and coloring books. You know, you can get the coloring books that has activities in there. But just something to keep their mind going and they're not stuck watching mom and dad worry or watching mom and dad just work themselves to death. You know, let them be kids and just let them, you know, the world, if anything happens, the world's going to suck. But, you know, for us adults, it's going to really suck. But let the kids have some freedom and happiness. And maybe, you know, if we look at them, we get some enjoyment out of watching them be happy. But, you know, that's my thought on that. You know, there's a lot of people that might think I'm wrong, but, you know, that's your guys' opinion. You know, I'm going to try to make it where my kids, yes, they're going to help out, but they're going to be kids. They're going to have their free time. They're going to have their play time. You know, they're not going to be, they're going to have an education. It might not be the education that a school system can give them, but I'm going to teach them how the, you know, math and how to spell, how to write, you know, and about history and social studies and stuff like that. You know, so that way when they get older and things does straighten out and school does start back, you know, they're not standing there like, duh, I don't know what you're talking about. You know, they're going to have the knowledge. But, and like I said, just let them be kids. It's going to be hard enough on them. You know, a lot of stuff's going to be taken away from them. But make sure they're well taken care of with their playtime and stuff they enjoy. You know, because like I said, the games and the phones and stuff like that, if there's no power, it's not going to be around. So they're going to have to find other ways to amuse themselves. And you know, when my three boys are bored or it's been raining and they can't get out and do anything, boy, they fuss and they fight. Whew, that drives me crazy. I'm waiting for the weather to break so they can hit the door and go run and play and stuff like that. But just imagine if they're stuck and they can't go outside or they can't do anything because fear of you know, somebody seeing them or something like that. Just imagine how they're going to feel. But anyway, guys, I hope this video, you know, everybody understood it. And I'll see you the next time on the next one. I've got one in mind. Sorry. Got a tractor with a blown tire coming through here. But anyway, guys, everybody be safe. And tell me what you think. Tell me, am I looking at it the right way or am I looking at it the wrong way? You know, I love your guys' comments and stuff like that. The good, the bad, the thumbs up and the thumbs down. I enjoy them all. But again, everybody be safe, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.